Hey, Juanita. Good evening to you. It's kind of like a wet, snowy day, I guess you could say. Had a couple days of rain and hail and all that in between, and now it's kind of just, you know, gradually snowing, but nothing too intense at all, just very minor flurries. And most of the snowbanks that were in the way, besides the exception of this one, are pretty much cleared. But unfortunately there is still slush on the ground and a lot of black ice. I have not had good luck with that in the past couple of months, as I slipped twice again yesterday, like 30 seconds apart. I slipped when I got off the streetcar, got up, and like slipped right again. So yeah, definitely be careful where you walk. But I figured, you know, I just go through Chinatown and maybe up to maybe Bathurst and Bloor area, and I might cut it off there. And Kevin is in the chat. Yes, I'm doing well. I hope you and Janet are well yourself, and thank you again for yesterday's breakfast. Really enjoyed that. You can see the foggy CN Tower in the distance there. Nice tint of blue, which I do love. So, I'm gonna go to Dundas here. I always love down University. I'm going to this darker tunnel here. Hello, Hardshot. There's a look down the entrance to St. Patrick's Station.
Yeah, same. Okay. Okay, you know what? I just have to
Hey, Sebastian, welcome. It's a pretty calm Sunday night. Nothing too crazy has happened. Well, that I've noticed anyways. Okay, I'm gonna make this quickly. I probably should have waited, but so it does get a bit slippery around here. Just gotta kind of watch my step and not walk too quickly. I'm gonna pass by some markets that are really recommended for produce. I just went to No Frills the other day, and the cost of anything, you know, tomatoes, apples, lettuce, carrots, etc., is pretty up there. And you know, even during the winter, you can find some pretty good produce anywhere around here for a reasonable price. Especially like corn on the cob is a good example. You know, you buy it at No Frills, it's going to be like, well, for like four cobs is like $5. Then you go here and you can probably get like 6 for $2. So, and much better quality too. Tastes fresher. There's 52 Division, Toronto Police Station. If you want to go to this hair salon, well, here are the prices. Haircut only, men $20 and up, women $25. That's not too bad. There's actually a barber's kind of near Queen and Sherbourne, and that's probably the best price I've seen. It's $12 for a men's cut, and I think $15 for women's. But they might butcher your hair, who knows? Sometimes you just get what you pay for. I guess it's safe to go. Get your matcha here. I've been stocking up on that lately. It's been pretty good for my metabolism. And there's the Ego, aka Art Gallery of Ontario. Something being constructed right behind it there. A bit of snow may have got on the lens here. Just give that a bit of a wipe. Got the Village Idiot Pub, which I've never been inside, but passed by countless times. Looks cozy in there. And they have their menu out here conveniently. An idiot burger, that's pretty funny. $17. Chicken wings, 1 pound is 16. 2 pound is 29. 3 pounds is 42. Not the worst, I guess. Nita's Cooking Show. Hello, welcome. I'm assuming you must have a cooking show. And if you watch enough of my content, you'll realize that I talk about food about half the time. And prices, of course. As that's very hand in hand and essential to know what you're paying for and what you might be getting scammed out of. This was an independent pizzeria I passed by many times, then it changed into a franchise. Toronto is not too bad. It's about 2 degrees Celsius. And we have some slight flurries. It's picking up a little bit. I think we might see a bit of result in the morning, but the sidewalks are pretty slippery here and there with the slush, so be careful and don't walk too fast. Gallery Wellness here. Very well lit up and inviting. I don't know what's down here. So there's some abstract items here. See a toy owl. Huh. Yeah, not raining today, but it was for a few days. And you can see the crescent of the moon up there. And drivers like these are really a pet peeve of mine. Of course, one of them is a Mercedes, but we're not supposed to stop anywhere beyond this point. This is a responsible driver, but not these two. And I actually conveniently saw someone get a ticket about the other day. He was doing the same thing. Got right in the way of where passengers are supposed to enter and exit. And about 10 seconds later, I see sirens turn on and the guy was pulled over. Which was pretty satisfying to see. Way too many drivers get away with that, and it's just definitely becoming a serious issue. That's when they're not running red lights and hitting the gas and looking second. But I digress. There's a look down Beverly. And Bob is in the house. Upstate Inn. Welcome, Bob. Probably New York drivers. Well, I don't know. Toronto drivers are pretty incompetent. And Bob knows I rant about them all the time. Very deservingly so. It is getting a little bit chillier, I'm noticing. I'm just getting a little bit nipply here, but I think I should be fine for the time being. And here we are officially in Chinatown. And the market, well, one of the markets I was talking about is right here. And I would tell you the name of it, but it's all in Chinese. But they have a lot of really decent prices for produce. Everything else I'm not so sure about, but I would definitely recommend going here if you're in the area. And a lot of spas. You know, a lot of them, you know, a little bit sus. Remember in the summertime I was walking by and I'm constantly asked if I wanted a massage, and just by passing by on the street. That's all it takes, apparently. You got a walk-in little pharmacy here in the Bank of China. And streetcars heading west with the 505 Dundas are pretty frequent. Kachi Korean restaurant. I don't see any pad thai though. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go up Spadina here. I'll sort of zigzag my way around towards Bloor. There's Dim Sum King. Nice view from up there. Oh, is it? Zaza. A lot of places I've not tried around here. So, like I always say, try anything once, right? Huron, I know someone who used to live just a few houses down on the left, and it moved in September to a much nicer area on Chaplin. Especially now since conveniently Line 5 has a Chaplin stop. And I believe it was this place in particular one time I saw two people, kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde couple, with bags full of stuff trying to shoplift, and they were caught red-handed and arrested right on the spot. I guess criminal masterminds they weren't. And right here on the corner of Dundas and Spadina, a few years ago, I saw on one of Johnny's shorts, a driver literally parked right on the sidewalk, right on the corner of a busy intersection to withdraw something from an ATM. It just goes to show that you pay enough attention to activity around here, nothing will really surprise you. We have a relic of a payphone here. Robert Sprite, welcome. But yeah, well, it said 25 cents. I don't think it's in operation. I don't really feel like touching it to find out, to be honest. Royalty. Kind of reminds me of the Nirvana song, Penny Royalty, I think. The auto show was very fun. Thank you for asking. Got to check out a lot of cool, interesting cars, a lot of expensive ones, and got to test, well, be a passenger. I was going to test drive, but I was live streaming and whatnot. But yeah, 22nd, I think. That's today. Yeah, today was the last day. So I think they are officially over with until next year. Oh yeah, I'll cross the street, then I'll go up. Let's look down Spadina here. Look at this station wagon, wow. You don't see many cars like that nowadays. It's quite the boat. And sounds like they might need to get their brakes adjusted, but very nice to see. I believe this McDonald's is relatively new in this area.
You see it right there.
And it gets a bit slippery around here, so I've fallen enough times recently. I'm good for now. Another pharmacy. Have quite a bit of them around here. again, what I'm assuming is going to be a condo has been under construction for at least going on 2 years now, but it looks like they're kind of close to completion. And again, another little flake on the lens there. Hopefully that's a bit better. That'll happen quite frequently, of course, but you know what? I think I'm going to go around Kensington Market here and sort of zigzag my way through there. I haven't been there in a little bit. Vegan restaurant here. And this church was constructed in 1930. Trees in the six. Yeah, I was assuming that was going to be a cannabis place. A licensed cannabis place. Hey Yoshi, well, so far that hasn't happened to me. Yeah. Who knows, right? Be a bit buggy here and there. What's going on with this building here? Seems some renovation is being done from the top window, but the bottom is just like, what the hell is that? And of course, a huge excavation around here. And this is another market that I was talking about, but I don't know, they might be a bit more expensive, but or maybe not. Well, they've been here for quite some time. Like I said, I'm just kind of going to stay away from grocery store produce. Overpriced and low quality, most of it. Some sort of beat coming from somewhere. Okay, this might be copyright. I've had enough with copyright. Yeah, I'm trying not to take too many chances. And Vasily apparently is now banned for 90 days because he was, I guess, accidentally recording the Olympics game. And the same thing happened for part 2 of the Yoshi Walker channel. But I just got blocked for that video, but I didn't get a strike. So I'm not sure how that works. Maybe because I'm not monetized, that would probably make sense. Not yet. And yes, I officially do have a PayPal account until I get monetized, like I said in my post. So see how that pans out. Okay, so I'm gonna make it up to college here, and I'll probably go up Palmerston, street that I used to live on. Directly in the way of my path. See, there's even a Lakers game going on right there. I'm like, uh-oh, nope, don't want to record that. One plant. It's a cannabis store that is now divided with the, it's a smoothie store, ton of juice. I used to go here frequently when I used to live in the area. It's dog friendly too. Hey Alicia, good to see you. Welcome to my Sunday night stream. Taking advantage of the time slot until Mr. Stumbles returns. Got some pretty cool murals along here. An infamous spot of Kensington Market, or I guess sort of one of the traits that makes it stand out and be unique as opposed to other areas. It's very urban. And hello, Alex. Pizzas and Mario is a pretty decent place as well. A little bit on the pricier side, but I would definitely recommend them. They have a very, very good thin crust pizza. And of course, this film cafe, which I also have never been in. I'm curious to try it one day. Cross over here, take a bit of a peek inside without looking too sus. That's a neat little nook here. Hello, all felines and squirrels. And a gelato place here, Dolce. Pistachio, strawberry cheesecake, pistachio cheesecake. Some names I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. Espresso and so on. Blueberry yogurt. I'd probably choose that one. Oh, that's good, Yoshi. Yeah, I heard you took quite the tumble, as I did. Not only like at Union Station, not only at work, but yesterday, getting off the streetcar, like I said. It was a 2-for-1. But I just banged up my knees, so thankfully it didn't affect me too much. And this used to be a place called, before it was Public Butter, Blue Banana or something with banana in it. I remember that much. Banana boat, something like that. And it looks pretty much the same. But this is probably one of the most interesting stores in this area. You can find anything from clothing to hot sauces to souvenirs. pretty much just search and hope for the best. And you see some cool, well, the biggest pair of sunglasses I've ever seen in the back there. Pretty neat. Seems like they just kept the store but changed the name. You shall return and you're back. Welcome back. Blue banana, okay. I knew it was one of them, Bob. And of course, Kevin, if you're watching, this is the famous Wanda's Pie in the Sky. And again, never been, but as Kevin and Janet told me yesterday, it's infamously good. And they have many flavors. So that would have to be in a future episode. Yeah, I don't know if it's how much it's changed, but it pretty much appears to be the same with blue banana and butter or something, whatever they changed the name to, so. And you get your average nutcase because I'm recording in public, you know. It's one of those places where it's like, you know, you're gonna hear some loser say something, and of course it happened, but life goes on. There's a second cup here, one of the few left in the city. I don't even know how many are left. They are a dying breed, but I always like seeing them as opposed to Starbucks. Got Sam's, probably the most infamous one in Toronto. There's a Sam's at Sherbourne and Dundas, but that's a very sketch one I would not recommend going to. Not exactly the most inviting atmosphere. So I'm gonna go to Palmerston and walk up there to Bloor, and I'll circle around a bit before I draw to a close. So let you recover from anything spicy. Yeah, I know, Yoshi. I know the drill. Just play safe. Whoopsie. And I believe this is an area where students or whatnot, travelers in general, can stay. Have a pretty candid view of the basement down there, or the lowest levels. I've seen a few people in there a few times, just, I guess, not caring that people are walking by them looking in. Brunswick Avenue with a sign that looks like it's had better days. Yes, please, thank you. Getting there. And subscribe to Alicia, of course. She's pulled off 2 successful live streams. If you haven't seen them yet, please check them out. Look at the clock tower from this fire station. She said boom. It's a neat little bookstore that moved from a few blocks over back in 2020. Still much in operation. Another vegan place, Hogtown Vegan. A little drawing of Homer here in a reference to a Simpsons episode, The Flying Pig. Got a very clear path, long alleyway down here. And Vasily's in the chat, welcome. And Medano's in the chat. Welcome, Medano. Just go to that Domino's quite a bit. Oh, she said boom. You're talking about, Kevin? Yeah. It's a cool little place. I wish I would have been able to record in the times that the world's biggest bookstore was around, but... And I don't think Chapters exists anymore. Like, who's ever heard of a Chapters in the longest time? We got the green room. Or Alex Theater. The poor Squirrel Theater, who knows? It's a nice little bar in there. I'll sneak in here, take a peek. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, Vasily. I'll talk to you about it after, but I set up a link and I put it in my description and for my post. Pomegranate restaurant here. The Nest, which I've never been in, but it's been closed for a few years. Used to be a diner around here, right where this is, the Lonely Diner. Something Mars. I went there for breakfast a few years ago and that sadly closed down. And we have Sneaky D's, of course. The infamous Sneaky D's. If you haven't been to it yet, they have a really cool lounge on the top floor. The kind of sort of a club vibe. $20 to get in, but they have their own themes for certain nights. And I'm gonna walk up Bathurst here and zigzag my way around to Parliament before I reach Bloor, so. especially in Little Italy. Yes, Alicia, it's definitely a great place. I haven't heard that facility. Still step 1 and step 2 as far as I've looked up. Well, if that's the update, then I'm in trouble. But I haven't seen that, and I've been checking YouTube Studio pretty frequently today. But I'm also hearing that there's issues with Prism that I'm not having either, so I really can't confirm it with you. But I'm sorry about your strike. Pretty lousy for something that clearly is accidental. You should make exceptions for some certain people. It's not like you're purposely trying to broadcast it. But the Olympics do not mess around. Well, it seems like they do, Vasily, but maybe with the strike, but I don't know. I'm gonna definitely confirm that after. Like I said, part 2 of the Yoshi Walker episode, which was, I'm gonna be honest, the worst one ever. The least coordinated one ever. But yeah, I just got banned. That video was not allowed anywhere worldwide, but it was not a strike. So I don't know why you would get a strike and I wouldn't. But like I said, maybe because you're monetized, right? A bit slushy here. Areas like these, you really got to watch your step. I'll wipe the lens again. Oh, Canada. Yeah, it sucks that we lost the gold to the US, and especially in overtime. But it's like the 1 year that we did lose, you know, we've had enough victories. So the Americans can have their 1 year before we go back to dominating them again, year after year after year. A certain president was kind of mocking Canada because of that. Some serious coping skills. So I'm going to take a left at Ulster here. More discarded items. What do we have today? Shoes. Looks like dress shoes to me. Yeah, that would make sense. They were really going after you, I guess. No spatulas, Bob. Just shoes. Going up Palmerston in a moment and going by my old house again. And I might just end it at Bathurst Station, actually. Get a little hungry and I'll probably go home and just make something. Swing across here. And you see the huge Victorian homes here. And of course the very nice lampposts that you'll see soon, which makes Palmerston one of the nicest iconic streets in Little Italy. And lens wipe number 4. Otherwise, it's just kind of this glare that's annoying. I really like that stained glass window. We'll see in a second here. Very beautiful. This is Markham Street. Yeah, unfortunately, Bob. I'm looking for my next toaster oven too. I saw another discarded computer monitor, if that counts for anything, but I've seen this van before. It's a Ford. Quite the amount of space in here. The Connellan, I guess that's the name of it. Let him have his red pocket. And I got this cool little take a book, leave a book. Little house, mailbox, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if I can open it here. And we got a few books in here. Always cool to see those. Ooh, Yoshi opening money. But you can't wait to reveal that, I guess, Yoshi. I've seen the episode, Zaza. Another Canadian flag here. It's really dark and probably impossible to see from the camera view, but and these little lampposts I'm talking about, they're not that bright, obviously. It's still pretty dark, but that's just one of the features I love about Palmerston, personally. Harvard is approaching. House has been under construction for years. How long can it take? I don't even remember what the bottom looks like anymore. Janet Rosenberg Studio. Maybe one of the slowest building companies in Toronto. And of course you have some pretty nice semi-protected bike lanes. They're pretty wide. Make this light while I still can. Ooh. See, I can't walk too fast. Almost started to slip and slide there again. Ali from Iraq, hello. Yeah, I got nothing against South Park. I remember when they came out, 1996 or something like that. I've actually been watching a few episodes of King of the Hill. It's a show I'm starting to dip back into. And of course, classic Simpsons. Anything after 1998 can just go to hell. Hard to believe they're still going. It just boggles my mind. But this is the house that I lived in for almost 2 years. I was on the top floor here. $492 Palmerston. And around the back is where I would conveniently park my bike. So there were a few bike racks there, and yeah, it was a really nice time where I really enjoyed being here. Like I said, I'm moving soon, so I'm looking towards the beaches, but we'll see where I end up eventually. And I'll obviously definitely be exploring every street around that area, so and we still got some Christmas lights here. Pretty nice to see. Hey Yaz, welcome. gutters. A little kid, I guess. So calm on the street. So I'm gonna cross back over here and sort of zigzag my way back to Bloor, and then I'll be ending it at Bathurst Station, like I said. So more Christmas lights. He has it up. Yeah, it's, you know, just sort of one of those laid back walks. Nothing too crazy, just a chill Sunday night stream. Thank you, Bob. And no Christmas lights. There you go. We're seeing a theme here. Yeah, I'm just heading into Bathurst Station when I'm done. Seems like a snow removal vehicle, I'm not sure. Oh, it's taken off now. It was there the entire time I came on the street, and there's a big plow in front of it, so there it goes. We're in Koreatown now. Chuncheon, I should say. Infamous hot dogs on a stick. Neville 60001, welcome. And now we are at Bloor, of course. A little banjo in here and a ukulele on the other side. What the duck is this? Wind's picking up a bit here. And of course, this is right where the famous Honest Ed's used to be. Now this giant pair of condos here. Rest in peace, Honest Ed's. Back in 2017, almost a decade ago actually, it closed down. Hard to believe it's been that long already. Oh, okay, my bad on that. I'll remember next time. Neville 6000. call it Mervis Village. Got an accordion, huh? This pizzeria looks new. Of course, that pizza has been there as long as I can remember. I haven't been to the Fancy Burger. Looks a little interesting. I don't know what's unique about it, but get mini twins. I don't know. They look like McDoubles. 2 for $6.95. And all right, I'm almost at Bathurst Station. You met Mr. T in Honest Ed's in 1986. Well, that's a pretty cool story. Wonder what he was doing there. Pity the fool does not get a good discount. But on that note, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And, you know, enjoy your week. Whatever you may be doing. February is going by fast. Hard to believe it's almost over. And spring will be here before we know it. I'm really looking forward to that, to be honest. You know, I do enjoy winter, but I think I've had enough of the snow and the slipping and falling and everything in between. So I want everyone to have a good night. I'm around here. And yeah, have something nice to eat. Maybe go on to Zaza's stream, who knows? Do what you want to do, and I will see you guys in the next one. Walker out.